welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda, and today I'm out in my garden and I have a couple of projects that I want to get done. The first one is to put this house plant back into a pot. This was broken off of one of my house plants ago, and so instead of just tossing it into the compost, I wanted to see if I could get this to take root. So I just stuck it into a jar of water and let it sit, and it has taken root. And so I got me a little pot that I'm going to put it in. So that's the first thing that I'm going to get done. So I've got my compost potting mix down here. It is a Black Gold all-purpose potting mix. And so I'm going to just add some to my container and pop this plant in. It's very simple, but I just wanted to share it with you all because to let you know, you can go ahead and save your house plants. You can Google it if you know the variety, or you could just take a chance and pop it into some water to see if it will take root. So I'm going to just add some potting mix to my container. Make me a hole down in here. And I'm starting with a small container for this because I don't want to put it in too large of a container. I just wanted to make sure that it had plenty of room in this pot because it does not have anything but just basically a stem and a few roots. So after it gets a chance to get established in the soil, then I will go ahead and up pot it to another container. Some plants you need to do that with, some plants you don't, but I just wanted to make sure that I have a proper container for this house plant because I know that it has already gone through a lot. It's been broken and just had to start over making some new roots. Now I recently told you all about one of my plants that I tried going to a small container. It was the jackfruit plant, and that jackfruit plant did not like being moved to a small container. And then it was fine when I planted it in a small container, but when I tried to take it to a larger container, that it died. So I have not even tried to remove any of the other ones yet until I'm gonna do more research on it, because you know, that is an experiment that I am doing with that jackfruit plant, because jackfruit is not going to be able to produce any fruit in my area. I just want to see how far I can go with that plant. Okay, so that is basically all that you need to do. And I'm just going to take some of the water that the plant has been sitting in and add it to the container. And now I have a new house plant. It's small, but it's cute. So I'm gonna put it aside and we're gonna start on our next project. And our next project that is really needing to get done is the up-potting. This one's gonna be a little hard to move. I think I can just turn the camera around. The up-potting of this. This is my blood orange. And it is needing to be up-potted. So we're gonna up-pot this plant. I'm gonna see if I can get this camera right, y'all. So this is my blood orange tree, and I purchased this a few months ago. And I potted it into this pot, which obviously was not big enough, because as you can see, the roots have begun to come up on top of the plant, top of the soil. So that is not going to work. I have to have this. I could take some soil and just put it on top of these roots, but I need these roots to be buried underneath the soil so that this plant can thrive. So far, the plant has put on some new growth since I've had it. This is all new growth. And it has put on some new growth that I think that I am going to remove. I'm sure I am. Because this right here, these are just some thorny limbs that have come on, and they have, I mean, some huge thorns. If y'all can see those thorns, they have some huge thorns, but I want these at the bottom of this plant. I just want to have my growth at the top. So I'm going to remove those. I'm going to prune those back, and I'm going to put this into a larger pot. So this is the pot that I have chosen. I'm going to up pot to this pot, and it is much deeper. So let's get started. Okay, so instead of just waiting until I put this plant in this pot, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove these little thorny branches right now because they are really vicious looking. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get those off. And I just got me some little pruners here. And I'm going to get those, just 3 of them. And that way my plant can be using its energy to produce some fruit or grow taller, put on some new growth up here instead of putting on these little thorny branches. So we got those taken off. I want to make sure I get them good. And now I'm going to remove this, whatever it is. And if y'all don't know what poison ivy is, y'all try to become familiar, because I'm not sure of all there's different types of poison ivy. So I just want you all to be aware of poison ivy in your garden. Google it, see what it looks like, and recognize it, especially you new gardeners, so that you won't get into some poison ivy, because poison ivy is something that can, if you get it on your clothes or on your tools, your shovels and hoes, if you do not wash that off, poison ivy can stay on that for up to 5 years. So you want to be sure that you make sure that you're aware of what poison ivy looks like in your garden. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my plant now. And it has some thorns on it, but they are not as sharp and vicious looking as those other ones were. So I'm going to see if I can remove it from this pot. Give it a tamp. It's coming out easily. Great. And I do need to put some more soil. That was not enough. I want this plant to be sitting higher in this container. Okay, that should do it. Okay, so now all I need to do now is just to backfill it in. After I level it out, not level. Okay, now I'll backfill it in, and I just take my extra soil here and pour it into my tote. I'm going to use all this potting soil for this plant. So you need to just take a walk around your garden and look to see if you have some plants that have the roots exposed, and it's a good time to go ahead and start adding soil to your containers or up potting. And this one's gonna be very heavy when I finish. So what I'm gonna do before I water it, I'm going to take it back to its location. Oh, I did. I brought my my dolly out, so that will help. But I'm still going to wait and take it back to its location before I water it in. But now those roots are covered. I want to make sure that I still leave my graft union uncovered. You don't want to cover that up. And that's where your citrus was grafted. So you want to make sure that that is uncovered. And now your citrus tree is ready to start putting on some new growth and possibly some fruit. So I hope that you all enjoyed the content of this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.